So
tasty.
I told you this story down the pub. Mm-hmm. You suggested to.
I drank beer with my friends.
Of course.
Sometimes I had too many beers.
Yep.
Sometimes others did.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
You suggested I'd tell on the show. There's one story I haven't told you, though. I don't know, you want me to tell it because I'm a good Samaritan or something? You like me or something? Being a good guy these days? Or
Come off it, mate. We're here for a laugh.
Aiden Green. That's a beautiful
Come off it, mate. We're here for a laugh.
We're here for a laugh, thanks.
I love Aiden.
No, so Conor told me, I can see you're a little shy getting into this story. I'll help set it up for you.
If I say it makes me sound like I'm being high and mighty.
Okay, that's fair. So Conor went away for Adelaide. That's where we took a week off the show, and I was not there. I was here manning the fort. I was here in the bar, just keeping things kosher while he was away. And Conor came back and he told me this story last week at the pub about being on the streets of Adelaide, the rowdy, crazy streets of Adelaide, and engaging with some of the homeless people there, or the unhoused population, whatever the wording is. And hey, man,
what the fuck? I've never heard him call that before.
Really? Unhoused? I think that's like the new what you're supposed to say. Unhoused, I guess.
Is homeless offensive?
I think the idea is that I was wondering. They have a home. It's this country, They're not homeless. They're just unhoused, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, regardless of the semantics of the situation, Conor told me about a person that he engaged with in the street, and I encouraged him. I said, you should tell this story on the show because it's a good
thank you.
story, and I think you reflected in a way that I thought was nice.
Thank you. Well, we went out for dinner. It was last night, and because I'm a veggie, I don't have a lot of options at the pub, and I got this it was nice. It was tofu with some veggies and some rice, but there was way too much on the plate, and I couldn't eat it all, so I got a takeaway container. I was walking home, but I had a flight the next day, and I was like, I don't know why I'm bothering bringing this home, because I'm not going to eat it when I go home to the hotel. So I went to go throw it in the bin, but I noticed on the walk there, and a lot of the time through my time in Adelaide, that there was just every big city you go to, there's a lot of, what do you call them?
Unhoused people.
Unhoused people.
On the street. Yeah, people living on the street, basically.
People living on the street.
Yeah.
So I was like, why am I throwing it away? I should just go give it to one of them. And I know I walked past these people on the way to the pub, and I went to walk up to them, and then I walked away because I was scared that they would attack me. But I was like, this is just society's
prejudices,
stereotypes getting to me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. There was 3 of them before, now there was just 2 of them. So I went up to a woman and I said, here, this is for you. I had dinner and I couldn't finish it. And I pointed to the bloke sleeping on the floor. I said, and can you please just make sure you share some with him? And she was like, yeah, I will. And yeah, the other bloke wasn't there. I made a joke. Right. Can I say the joke, or is it too offensive?
No, you can say it.
So I made a joke. I was like, maybe he went out, or technically he's always out. Just jokes. Just jokes. Yeah. I gave him food. Come on, I'm allowed to make it. I'm allowed to make a little joke. Okay, I gave him food. But no, I think she was really grateful. I just think I was just snap out of it. This is just society's stereotypes that I was in my head I was oh, what if she turns around and hits me? I'm like, why would she hit you? You're giving her food.
Yeah, she's hungry. She's living on the street. Yeah.
You're literally giving her food. Why would she just turn around and smack me?
I said to you too, I mean, some places people, as in the council or whatever, is more accepting of people who live on the street, but other places, they get kicked the fuck away.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And especially if they're being rowdy or violent, it's more likely they're going to be, police will come and be like, you got to go somewhere else.
As far as I'm aware, they weren't being rowdy and well, but I guess my last story is so on the flight home, for both my flights, I got a seat next to the window because I like looking out the window because I'm like a little kid going ooh, everything's so small from up here. So I
can see the homeless, the unhoused people from here.
Unhoused people I spoke to and gave food.
Oh, Jesus.
I went on for my flight home from Adelaide to Perth, and there was these... both of the flights I got right at the back every single time because I'd be first off the plane. Literally first. Every time we landed, I was the first off the plane. It was incredible. But I went on, and there was these 2 ladies at the back. So I was like, oh, okay, so these are the two people I'm going to be sitting next to. Flight there was two blokes. We're just blokes. We didn't say a single fucking word to each other. Not a single word. The whole flight. Not a single word.
That's
Nothing.
great. I love that.
So like,
How it should be.
maybe a bit different with the ladies. So I went up to the ladies and I was like, oh, hi. So it was a three-seater, and one of them was sat by the window, and one of them was sat next to her. So I was like, "Oh hi, sorry, my seat's there." And then she was like, I can sit here if you want, because, and that way you can be on the aisles. You can go up and down if you want to.
That's sweet.
And I was like, oh. Well, not really. I mean, I fucking booked it because I wanted to be. I mean, not really, Dan. I wanted to be next to the window. That's why I booked it.
Sorry, Bindi.
Bindi?
I'm assuming that was her name.
Okay.
Sorry, Bindi.
I was a bit like, oh god, and I was like, oh no, it's okay. Like it's really fine. Like I don't mind sitting next to the window. And she was like, oh no, it's okay. And then it was a bit of an awkward silence. I was like, I feel like she's saying like...
She's subtly saying, I want to be...
And I didn't want to make a scene because it was really annoying. It did piss me off. So I was like, right, okay. And then I sat down and I'm like, well, great. Now I have to sit next to these two girls for like 3 hours and it'd be really awkward. So... But then I made it worse because everyone was sat down and I noticed to the side of me, there was a row completely free. Literally right where I'm looking at you. Like there was a row free and I was like, well, why don't I just go there? So we're about to fly off and I said to the stewardess, I was like, I see that there's some spare seats there. And the girls heard this. I was like, I see there's some spare seats there. Do you mind if I go there next to the window? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. They're for the crew. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I just turned to the girls. And I was just like... So they know I tried to fucking leave. And
That's some ride-home arguments in the air.
And they didn't say anything to me the whole flight.
Oh, no. Not even a ride-home argument? Oh, man.
It was so awkward because I tried to leave. I was like, can I go there? And then she was like, no, you can't. And I just turned to her and I was like, sorry. And in the last 20 minutes, she was the stewardess was like, we don't need those seats anymore. So if you want to go there, and I was like, thanks. And I looked at them and they hated me. I don't know why. They instantly hated me. Like, I'm not trying to be
That is great.
Can I say this about... I'm really not trying... Oh, God. I'm going to sound like such a misogynist if I say this, but like... Oh, God. I don't know if I should say this, but... should I say... I don't know. I feel like sometimes people can go into situations they already made up their mind about people, and I think they didn't want to sit next to a man. I think that was because... What was that?
That was you hit such a truth bomb that I
don't mean it in a bad way, but I joke. And so I understand why they probably wouldn't want to. I get it. Like I got a mum and a sister. Like I understand it. Okay, they'd much rather probably sit next to a woman.
It's always strange,
but
with
it's
a
not
random...
my fault. Like I didn't pick to sit next to you. Like, and they just gave me shit the whole time. They were looking at me so badly, and they wouldn't let me sit in my spot, which made me annoyed because I booked so far in advance because I wanted to make sure I was in a spot. I have bad anxiety, and one of my biggest fears is like to have an anxiety attack on the plane and run up and down the aisles going, ah!
Fair enough.
So it's like, I booked this flight in a spot that I felt I would be comfortable because I have bad anxiety, and I feel like they were instantly just like, I guarantee you, they were like, I really hope a bloke doesn't sit down next to us, and I did, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, I don't mean that in a misogynistic way at all. It probably does sound like that. I'm sorry. But that's
to, at least, obviously it's good that you didn't do this, but, I'm sure there would be some guys in this situation who would, like, be hitting on them the whole ride home or whatever. So,
bro, they didn't want to fucking talk to me at all.
At least you kept your shit to yourself, which...
they hated my ass, literally. So, if you're me, she literally, like, most of the flight was just on her friend, like this. Like, there was nothing. Like,
that's great.
I wasn't expecting a chat, but it's like...
That was a scary couple of hours.
It was. They just hated me. And I was like, damn, like, they wouldn't let me sit in my seat.
Yeah.
I tried to escape them and they knew it, and it made it more awkward. So I was like, okay, they want to just be left alone, and that's fine. Like, and I don't want to sit with them either. So I was like, can I go? And they were like, no, sorry, we need that seat in case there's an emergency. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think
And they saw me trying to escape, so it made it more awkward.
there's multiple reasons though. Like you said, you could have been you were doing it to try and give them some space as much as to get away from that. You know, have some space for yourself.
my thought was like this will help everybody. Like this will make the situation better for everybody. And I just blew up my face, and I'm just sat there the whole flight like. And then I'm like, these people hate me. I don't know what I did. Like,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But to
I'm
be
just
fair,
chilling
little silver
and see-
lining, I much preferred the aisle seat to the window.
Okay,
It
so
was
you
a
learned
lot.
something about.
It was a lot less claustrophobic. And as fun
that
as it
makes
is,
sense.
as fun as it is to look out a window, it was a great spot. So I'm
know-
flying to Brisbane in November. So when I book my flights, I'm going to book for the aisle seat. So the ladies did teach me something.
Okay, yeah, you learned
be
something
fair.
from the ladies over
The
there.
ones who hated my guts.
I mean, I know with because Kath gets travel sick, and I know that like
What, on planes?
on any fucking traveling
Oh, right.
vehicle,
Yeah, I know people who are
And,
like that, yeah.
I think for her, it helps if she's like more in the center and looking forward. But I know some
Right.
people prefer to look out the
everyone
window.
has,
Like it's different.
well, everyone
you
has
know?
a preference, which
Yeah.
is my point. And I
Yes.
feel like I wasn't going to make a scene, but I was like, to be fair, this is the seat that I bought. And
thought you were gonna quit.
you're making it very awkward because I feel like the only way I'm going to be able to sit next to the window is if I literally say to you, no, sorry, I want to sit there.
Yeah.
So you're putting me in a spot
where you have to kind of insist.
and everyone's looking at me. It's like, it could be like such a George Costanza moment where it's like, but I booked it. But it says right here. I should be there. Like, it's like, sir, please just sit down. Why?
Jesus.
Why should I sit down?
Why should I sit down?
I can see it being like a big scene, so I was like, fine, I'll just sit down. I'll just
that's
sit down
great.
and I'll shut my mouth and get on with it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's planes for you, man. That's traveling. Traveling always, you know, has some wacky fucking
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah. That's right. If I can make I'll just put a final cap on that. I'll make a final comment about the story you told about the people living in the street. I want to commend you for it as your friend.
Oh, stop it.
No, I think that was a good thing to do.
Thank you.
And I know that you were sort of scared going into that situation, but you braved it and you went and helped them. I will say as well, like, obviously it's a shame that this situation is such that they even have to rely on the kindness of random people to come and help them. Like, they should obviously have, there should be food banks or there should be public housing or whatever to try and help.
Yeah, well, we saw
make sure
bread- we
people
saw,
don't
like-
live on the street.
We saw bread yesterday left out for homeless.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's
know?
the thing. People do their part, and I
Yeah.
think whenever people in a community can understand that, like, people who are living without housing or whatever, if they can just be there a little bit as the community and say we're gonna help you guys out whenever we're able to, I think that's important. Obviously, like I said, it pales in comparison to actual substantive government support to help these people, but the more that individuals can do, the better. So well done, my good pal.
Thank you.